After the Whistle starts in Alumni Stadium, where Carnell Noon steamrolled the defenders, going right through 1-2, then 3 Red Devils to soar into the end zone, finding an easy 6 and a camera. But would that be enough to secure victory? Let's watch it again here as he gets hit once, twice, and then 3 times, staying on his tippy toes like the elegance of a ballerina as he enters that end zone. Hello, and welcome to a new season of After the Whistle. I'm Bronwyn Leiber, and we'll have more on that game and several others from around District 6.
And I'm Cassie Vaselis. Bronwyn, I don't know about you, but I think that Bald Eagle play was exactly what they needed to start off this season.
Oh, it certainly was.
Penn State travels through the back roads of West Virginia for a highly anticipated matchup against the Mountaineers. We'll preview that and more coming up on After the Whistle. Our game of the week tonight features a mid-Penn rivalry between the 1-0 State College Little Lions and the 0-1 Altoona Mountain Lions. State High defeated Altoona twice last year, once in the regular season and then District 6 playoffs. Both teams meet at midfield for the coin toss. Look at them go. On the opening drive, Altoona QB Mark Harrington Jr. fumbles the snap, but State College's Sam Myers recovers. And we're going to move on to the very next play as Eddie Corkery finds Michael Gall in the middle of the field for a 22-yard touchdown. Look at him celebrating there midway through the first quarter. Corkery hits Ty Salazar on a beautiful 30-yard touchdown pass. Look at that. State College leads 16-0. Now we're going to move on to the second quarter here as State College leads 29-0. Corkery finds Cooper Brushwood deep in the end zone. Look at him there to build on to that lead. The Little Lions would go on to defeat the Mountain Lions 57-0. State College moves to 2-0 on the season and will continue to look their strong start on Friday at Harrisburg. For Altoona, they fall to 0-2 on the year and will search for their first win against Cumberland Valley next week. Our Game of the Week reporter Jenna Wisman was at the game tonight. Jenna, what happened at Memorial Field this evening?
Well, as you saw, there was a familiar face in the highlight. A breakout wide receiver had a game to remember. You saw the fast start. State College scored on its very first offensive play. Then the Little Lions played big brother the rest of the game. And you saw the standout of the game, wide receiver Ty Salazar.
It's just a product of the work. You know, me and Eddie, we've been playing forever, but this last 2 years we've been putting in a lot of work, and that's just a product of what we've done. So it's nothing new for us. It's just we're excited that it's finally getting on the field.
Oh, great. We knew that. I mean, Altoona, it's always a big week. We look forward to it, but we know we have better dogs on both sides of the ball, and we're just going to come out here and show it.
Corkery and Salazar told me their chemistry was outstanding tonight, connecting for 4 touchdowns. Ty Salazar also added an interception to that, and that was only in the first half.
Yeah, I think honestly it came with that first drive. We really were able to get the ball back right away with great field position and then have a one-play touchdown. So that really set the tone for the game.
You saw a dynamic duo connect 4 different times. It's a pair of players you might hear over and over this year. Now the undefeated Little Lions will quickly move on to maybe the toughest test on the schedule.
Harrisburg is the next opponent for State High. The Cougars fell in the state semifinals last season. Reporting in the studio, I'm Jenna Wisman. Now back to you at the desk.
Bald Eagle came into the new year with high expectations, but a week 1 injury to their quarterback gave the team a scare.
Yes, Carson Nagel got stretched off last game due to an unknown injury. So it was a shock when he was seen out on the field warming up before the game. He then started tonight with all eyes on him. Moving on to the game itself, here comes the Eagles onto the field, and there's Nagel warming up, looking to have a big day. Early first quarter, 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Carson Nagel rolls to his right and fires a dart to Grady Fisher, who takes this one to the house for an early 6-0 lead. There he goes, running and sprinting to the end. Bald Eagle quickly back on defense, 2nd and 22. Nagel evading the sack and once again hooking up with Fisher for another long score, making it 12-0 Eagles. 2nd and goal now. Moving on, we're going to see 5 halfway through the second. Central Cambria's Hunter Pittsinger rolls to his right and somehow finds Grady Snyder for the score, making it 12-7 Bald Eagle. Central Cambria would score right out of the half, but Bald Eagle would respond on a 4th and 3 play. It's Carnell Noon taking the handoff, breaking tackles, and rumbling to the end zone to reclaim the lead 18-14. The Eagles would soar to a 39-14 win over Central Cambria thanks to a multi-touchdown night from Nagel. With this win, Bald Eagle improves to 1-1 on the season and will face Penns Valley next week. Meanwhile, the Red Devils drop to 0-2 and will look to right the ship next week against Bedford.
The 1-0 Penn Cambria Panthers head to Phillipsburg, Osceola to take on the 1-0 Mountaineers. Out come the Mountaineers, getting the crowd ready for a big game against the Panthers.
Lots of energy there as they enter the field.
Yep. Penn Cambria's opening drive starts off with this hot 40-yard bomb from QB Brady Jones to wide receiver Gavin Harold. But his night was just getting started. 2 minutes left in the first quarter. It's junior Colton Chapman who punches it from the 3-yard line. Mountaineers go up 7-0. Now they're 16-7. Penn Cambria up now with 9 minutes left in the third quarter. And look who it is, Gavin Harold again with another 40-plus yard catch. This time setting the Panthers up at 25. It was the Gavin Harold show tonight as he breaks the plan for his second score of the game. Panthers go up 24-7 early in the third quarter.
Just making it look so easy there.
It is.
Countless and countless times again.
The Panthers went up to win 32-13. Phillipsburg Osceola moves to 1-1 and will face Clearfield next. Penn Cambria moves to 2-0 and will face Forest Hills. Now let's take a look to other scores around District 6. Mifflin County took down Northern York in a shootout 41-34. Richland rolls at home. They win 50-7 over Huntington.
Tyrone traveled to Greater Johnstown and leaves as a 30-point winner. The final score was 42-12. Hollidaysburg went out on the road and shut out the Dragons with a score of 42-0.
Another big win on the road this week. Cameron County beat West Branch 35-6. Cambria Heights defended home field with a dominant 51-0 performance.
Bellefonte gears up to take on Chestnut Ridge at home. Both teams enter the day 1-0 after week 1. On the third play of the game, the Red Raiders quarterback Liam Halterman handing it off to Ashton Howell for a 73-yard rushing touchdown. Look at him run there, going, gone. And just before that touchdown, watch Carter Wharton of Chestnut enjoy some surf and turf there as Howell puts the cherry on top. Play slows down from there up until the third quarter when Halterman dimes Jaden Grabowski, dodges defenders to take it to the house. Bellefonte then went up to 14-3. Into the third quarter rolled around as Owen Claycomb intercepts Halterman to give Chestnut Ridge momentum going into the fourth. Look at him grab it out of the air there. The Lions' Hayden Webb sneaks in their first touchdown of the day, as followed shortly by a successful 2-point conversion. Lions make it close, 14-11. Bellefonte would stop Chestnut Ridge there and defeat them with a score of 28-11. The 2-0 Red Raiders will play Bishop Guilfoyle next week, while the Lions will be at Bishop McCourt.
Bedford heads to Spring Mills for their second contest of the season. Bedford comes in as 1-0 as Penn Valley is looking to turn the tide after their crushing loss at Belwood-Antis. Here comes the Rams ready to take on the Bison. First quarter, quarterback Quincy Swain powers forward for the 3-yard QB sneak into the end zone. Later on in the quarter, it is the handoff to 5'10 senior Owen Holm, who doubles the Bison lead 14-0.
Getting some celebration in there.
After over 10 minutes of struggling football, the Rams changed the course right before a monstrous interception by Chase Shelley. And that was just what the Bison needed, as for the second time, the wheels of Quincy Swain propel him all the way to the end zone. Look at him go. Look at all of that green grass. That is a 55-yard touchdown. Bronwyn, do you see that?
I certainly do. He made it to the end zone clear as day.
It was cruise control from there. Final score 35-0. The Bison head home to Bedford with the shutout and keep a donut in the L column. The Bison will head to Central Cambria next Friday night. Penns Valley will remain in Center County next week as they are set to take on the powerhouse Bald Eagle. A look at Penn State's football season opener is coming up.
But first, let's turn to some scores from the PIAA. We'll see you after the break. Hello, and welcome back to After the Whistle, brought to you by Com Radio, Center County Report, and Penn State's Chapter of Awesome.
It's been 4 months since the Blue-White spring game. Now we are just hours away from the season opener against West Virginia. Reporter Eric Morris has the season preview.
Penn State football has just begun fall camp. Last season, explosive plays, which are offensive plays of 20 or more yards, were hard to come by for the Nittany Lions. James Franklin hired Andy Kotelnicki as the team's new offensive coordinator to address that issue.
That was a big part of the interview process is production of explosive plays and the data to back it up. Then also philosophically, how are you going to get your best players the ball? How are you going to get them touches? How are you going to get them touches early in the game?
Kotelnicki's approach is a simple one.
So it starts there with the identification, then figure out who those people are and what their skill sets are, right? What are their capabilities and what are their limitations? And then put them in position to do what they're capable of.
Quarterback Drew Aller is embracing the challenge of learning the new offense.
It's a mix of like last year's terminology and then with Coach K's philosophy. So it's definitely similar and different at the same time. It's been really fun to learn. Feel a lot better going into this fall camp than we did last year. Just with comfort of the offense and just our execution through the first 2 days of practice.
Defensively, cornerback was a concern early in the offseason. With some development and the addition of 2 corners via the transfer portal, new defensive coordinator Tom Allen spoke very highly of the group.
That room has turned into a question mark into, possibly one of our strengths of our whole defense.
With the college football season quickly approaching, the Nittany Lions only have a few weeks remaining before they open their season in Morgantown against West Virginia. In State College, I'm Eric Morris with the Center County Report.
You can listen to the game tomorrow at noon on Com Radio. Bronwyn, I'm super excited for this game tomorrow. I think it'll be a really good one. How about you?
Oh, I think it's going to be fantastic. I have so many friends traveling out to West Virginia. Oh, it's going to be great. And just football in general is great to have back.
Right.
And you know what else is really cool? Our top 3 plays of the week. Starting off at number 3. Why does a quarterback need receivers when he can take it all the way himself? Quincy Swaim gets a good block from the tight end and takes it all the way to the house, just picking up that green grass with him and getting lifted up to the sky there from some teammates.
Now ringing in at number 2, it will be this perfect pass from QB Brady Jones to a covered Gavin Harold, but that doesn't matter at all because he made an incredible catch for Penn Cambria.
And now for the number 1 play of the week. You've seen it twice already, but it's just that good. Back in Alumni Stadium, we see Carnell Noon find the end zone and also find some airtime there, giving the camera some love and giving the Eagles the lead as they shut out the Red Devils for the remainder of the game.
Bronwyn, I was starting to get some deja vu from that last clip, but what a way to make a statement.
Certainly was.
With the return of Friday Night Lights comes a return of school spirit. Bands, fans, and packed stands all came out for 7 p.m. kickoffs to support their teams. A couple schools got tropical tonight with their last parties of the summer, sporting the leis and shades, while monochromatic mayhem ensued at PO with the Mounties sporting a white cap whiteout. The State High fans showed up in full force, boasting a sold-out crowd.
That's crazy how it went from like beach tropical theme straight into a snowy mountain. They were all over tonight.
I know, and they're ready for all the rest of the season.
They certainly are. Well, that's all for Week 2 action. Join us next week as we continue to talk about all things District 6 high school football. I'm Bronwyn Leiber.
And I'm Cassie Vaselis. For more updates, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at ATWPSU. We'll see you here next week on After the Whistle.